Last week, the final episode of Barry dropped, and so I'm going to rank all 4 seasons of Barry from the worst to the best. Hi, my name is Ethan, and I talk about a bunch of movies and TV on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your ranking of all 4 Barry seasons. Click that like button, be sure to subscribe. I have more content like this over on my channel. Check those out when this video is over. And with that said, let's begin the ranking. Coming in last place is Season 4, and to be clear, I enjoy this season, which means I enjoy the entire show. I enjoy all 4 seasons of Barry, and what this season did is that I had an interesting path to go on, having Barry be in prison, and then there's of course a time jump in the middle of it with him and Sally and their son. And to the finale, to a certain extent, there's a certain emotion to it, but in general, I think this is a season that I wish I could like more than I actually do, because I love the rest of the show, but here, I think there are just some things that rubbed me the wrong way. First of all, it should have been 2 seasons, where even though there's a time jump in the middle of the season, make the first 4 episodes a whole season, make the last 4 episodes another season. Maybe that could have worked, but instead they decided to squish it into 1 season, and I don't think I liked that all that much. And the second one here doesn't really have the most satisfying finale about like his son watching a movie that depicts Gene as the villain, and the fact that an innocent person, Gene, gets arrested and the guilty person gets deemed as the tragic hero.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that that's a very good way to end the show, but throughout the entire season, I was entertained. I was excited whenever they dropped a new episode week to week, and so I enjoyed this season, just my least favorite of the bunch. Number 3 is Barry Season 1, and this is just a great kickoff to this dark comedy show. It has a clever and fun idea that makes absolutely no sense, but in execution, you're entertained from beginning to end about a hitman who wants to pursue acting, and it finds that right balance in order to make the show entertaining from beginning to end. It's a very comedic show. It has scenes of humor all throughout, of course, lively characters, and a very dark comedy.
You know, I have a few notes. They can wait till Monday.
Where they introduce us to characters like Hank, Fuchs, Barry, of course. And it just has some very compelling characters. This very interesting journey for Barry as the hitman who wants to get out of being the killer. But the show hasn't fully escalated yet. I love this season of the show, but I think seasons 2 and 3 is when the show really escalated, where I was hooked a bit more. And so, it's just establishing all the characters, things are happening, him trying to balance out the acting and the hitman, and so therefore it's an awesome introduction, but things haven't gone to that next level. There's a rise and a fall, and so far they're in the early stages of the rise with the season, so in general, a very good kickoff to a show, but I think seasons 2 and 3 I enjoyed a little bit more for what they had to offer. Our runner-up is season 3, and this is a more mature season than the rest of the show, because after what happened in the first 2 seasons, you get this very interesting mix here. So you have Barry and Gene, and there's an interesting relationship between the two where Gene is starting to find out that Barry is the one that killed Janice. And so Gene is just the one trying to get revenge. And so that's a very interesting relationship between the two. Other thing to talk about here is that, like, they also develop some more characters like Sally as her career escalates because she lied about her past. And so you have this story, this very compelling story that Barry is desperately trying to get Gene, his mentor, back.
If I don't do this, I don't live! I have to do this to fucking live!
Even though he knows that's not going to happen, he knows that it's impossible. And because Sally's doing her own thing, Barry and Gene are kind of enemies, the character dynamics are a bit lost. And that's what made the story fun. And so when everybody's doing their own thing, when people are mad at each other, I don't know that the dynamic is fully there. What made the show fun is fully there. And so it's a bit broken, but in general, This is some great storytelling. I thought this season continued the show very nicely, and so I just thoroughly enjoy season 3, but I think my number 1 is a lot better. But in first place is season 2, and this is the season of the show where I thought it worked the best. This is the season where everything escalated, and to me, there are really two sides of the show. Like, seasons 1 and 2 are the rise, seasons 3 and 4 are the fall, and this is the season where everything sort of escalates. And so, right off the bat, it fleshes out some more characters like Sally, somebody who is very, like, not a very likable character in season 1, but in season 2, like, we learn about her backstory and why she is the way that she is. You also have a storyline about Barry trying to leave his past behind, his past with Fuchs and Hank, but all of a sudden he realizes he can't bury it. He gets swept back up into this world of assassins with Fuchs and Hank.
If I suck balls, you are king of suck balls mountain.
Shut the fuck up.
And I love that it's a more action-based season of the show. The final episode is a big monastery shooting with Barry just destroying a bunch of guys, and then there's also another one where, like, he's fighting a guy throughout the entire episode. And so, to me, this was the most interesting of a show, of the entire show, of a show that I thoroughly enjoy. And so, this is a season that I thought just balanced out the comedy, the story. I appreciate that actions have consequences. And so, this is the most interesting season, the most entertaining season. I love this show, and I think this is where the show kind of peaked for me, so it is my favorite season of Barry. There you have it, that's my ranking. Down below in the comment section, share your ranking all 4 seasons of Barry over on my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one.